Chinese stir fry.
My food style is a melange of different things, but I've never made stir fry before. I'm Asian, but this Asian don't do Asian.
Stir fry sounds really easy. So many things could go wrong.
The plan today is I'm gonna try to fight for my life here.
I'm really nervous putting all these ingredients together because I've never done it before. I wish John chose me to go up on the balcony. To be here, I've given up a job that I just got a few months ago. It's a big sacrifice, but I'm pursuing a dream that's been so close to my heart.
I think John made a real smart choice by choosing the stir fry. At first glance, obviously, it looks simple and straightforward, but it is filled with details that can make it very successful or a super failure.
I would agree. There is no room for error. The vegetables need to be crispy but cooked. The rice needs to be perfect.
Secret stir fry is exactly what the name say. You heat the wok nice and hot, so that all the goodies, the vegetables, the proteins are frying, and you must stir, 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 stir.
I'm gonna go with more of a Thai feel. Sour, it's sweet, it's got some heat.
I'm not at home. I'm not putting together dishes for the 6 kids. I have to be a lot more creative.
Good.
Some people play music by ear. Well, I cook by taste. I've only eaten one stir fry in my life, so I'm gonna have to try to recreate it by taste.
Lynn,
Yes, chef.
what kind of a stir fry are you planning to do?
I'm gonna make a sesame beef.
And what's in the marinade?
There's tamari sauce, sesame oil, ginger, garlic.
It's about the layers of flavor, not overcooking anything, not undercooking anything.
Absolutely.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
I only eat 2 kinds of Chinese food. I eat crispy ginger beef, and I eat spicy Singapore noodles. We need to make rice, and I've never had spicy Singapore rice before, but why not? It has curry in it. It has multiple meats like shrimp and pork.
I think just the flavor alone is gonna allow me to stay today.
Tammy, can you please bring your dish up?
The dish is a seafood stir fry with curry, ginger, cilantro, and basil.
From my first look at this, I think it looks absolutely spectacular. You've got all the classic ingredients of a Thai-inspired stir fry. Hopefully it tastes as good. Crisp, crunchy, fresh, bright flavors. You should be very proud.
Thank you.
You're putting together things like coconut milk, lemongrass, tamarind, ginger. It's very authentic.
Thank you.
Holy cow. I think I nailed it.
Andrew, please bring up your dish.
I'm incredibly nervous.
This is crispy ginger beef on top of spicy Singapore-style rice. I used some sesame oil, garlic, ginger. This is my first time having Singapore rice. My pleasure. That's good. Thank you, Chef. And the rice, it's really absorbing all of those wonderful flavors. And it's balanced. Very good. Thank you.
Andrew knows flavors. He's good.
Lynn, you're up next.
This is crispy sesame beef. There's gnocchi mushrooms, sweet peppers, with fragrant basmati rice.
You have a lot of big flavors going on here, which is exactly what I want in a stir fry. Rich, bold, unapologetic flavors.
Thank you, Chef.
You know, we asked for a stir fry. You gave us a stir fry. Vegetable done nicely, rice perfect. This dish is restaurant quality.
Thank you, Chef.
Lynn's proven in the last 2 challenges that she can really throw down.
Deborah, can you please bring up your dish?
This is an orange chicken stir fry, a lime leaf infused rice, and a chive ginger oil. I have never stir fried or used a wok before.
All right. It's pretty amazing. Good crunch, clean flavor. I guess the first time is a charm.
Thank you.
Pig's head is actually a delicacy in Asian culture. I'm gonna be making a Filipino dish called sizzling sisig. It's made out of pig's ears, snout, and cheeks.
It's typically food that Filipinos eat while we're drinking beer. I'm gonna try to elevate it and make it with wine.
Is this okay on your station?
I'll keep it on it for you.
Just like in medicine, no doctor knows everything. You have to know when to ask for help.
Who's watching over each other? Who's governing the creative process, the plating, and the cook?
I'm making a grouper cheek miso soup. A miso soup is a delicious light soup. The grouper will work perfectly with it. I have never cooked with fish head, but I do know that the cheek is a very delicious part of the fish.
In my family, the head of the table, which is my father, always gets the cheeks, and my mother always gets the eyes.
I'm going to make a sticky beef terrine and a nice sticky glaze from that delicious poaching liquid.
Hi, Veronica.
Hello, Chef.
What is your part in this team?
I'm available for tasting and any sort of questions that people may have. I'm the most familiar with these ingredients out of everyone here.
So you're acting like a Michelin inspector.
I am a little bit.
What are you doing?
I'm making a play on xiaolongbao. Xiaolongbao is a Chinese soup dumpling that has to have at least 18 crimps. So it's meat, soup in a nice little bundle.
16, 17, 18.
I will be counting. I will be counting. The red team, I like the theme they're doing, Asian. Veronica, she's doing xiaolongbao, which is a Chinese dim sum. Very difficult, requires a high level of skill.
Making xiaolongbao, you need to serve it with black vinegar. I'm not gonna give the judges some black vinegar and a soy sauce plate. Let's make some caviar. Making caviar is just a matter of mixing black vinegar and agar and dropping it into frozen oil. Oh my God, look, Sean, look.
It's working.
It's working, it's
Awesome.
magic.
Awesome.
Little caviars of vinegar, fantastic.
Sean, you had the grouper's head.
Yes, chef.
Tell me how you went about the preparation of your dish.
I made a stock with the grouper head in a pressure cooker. I poached the grouper cheeks. The bowl is lined with some sesame oil, so as you pour the broth, hopefully the little bubbles of sesame oil will come up and it'll add a lot of flavor.
The cheek, I found just a little on the salty side. But Sean, the broth is absolutely beautiful. It is flavorful, it is rich, it has a long, lengthy flavor to it. The way you presented it, you have the cheek, you have a little bit of the skin, some enoki mushrooms, little treasures that float around that soup. That lingering sesame oil backing everything up is wonderful. It's an adventure. Great dish.
Thank you, chef. I feel amazing. I feel like I've done my part for the team.
Jeremy, walk me through your dish.
It's called sizzling sisig. 3 parts of the pig head, the snout, the ears, and the cheeks, braised in white wine, jalapenos, and red peppers.
This dish is such a revelation for me. This is Filipino soul food. It's delicious.
Thank you, chef.
When you have it in the Philippines, does it have a little more kick?
It has a lot more spiciness.
Why did you hold back on the heat?
I feel like I've been gravitating to the Asian flavors as a safety net. I'm branching out to different flavors, and that's how I want to excel in this competition.
That's a positive. Something else you did in the challenge which really resonated with the 3 of us is how you kept watching over the other teammates. You had, I think, a really great management style. Very firm, very fair, and very caring, which is very rare to find.
Thank you.
Great job. Veronica, unlike Alvin, I'm no expert in Chinese cuisine, but what I know is that you have picked one of the most difficult dishes on the planet to execute in 90 minutes. The way that it looks is an absolute triumph. You made caviar.
I did. Black vinegar caviar.
That's difficult. You made your own wrapper.
I did make my own wrapper.
That's difficult. You folded it how many times?
21.
That's difficult. We're not even in a finale yet.
I treat every single competition as if it's the finale.
You really captured so many things in one dish. Tradition, innovation, and flavor. The red team are very lucky to have you on their team.
Thank you, Chef.
So I'm making char siu tong mo, which is pretty much barbecue pork and soup noodles. Ooh. And then I'm gonna make a pork broth with some spinach.
Hi, Rick.
Hi, Chef.
Now, this is a typical Chinese kitchen. And then I see, pressure cooker is not used a lot in Chinese cuisine. So what's in the broth?
My grandpa always does pork and spinach broth.
Well, I never had pork and spinach broth, so that's a very unusual combination for Chinese broth.
He always does it, and I love it.
Make sure you have my chopsticks ready, okay? Thank you. 1 minute.
The home cooks have just moments to spare in a mystery box inspired by their childhood photos.
Finishing touches should be going on the plate, wiping down, and final checking.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
I'm really happy with how my dish turned out. I'm actually, for once, like, super proud and just super confident with my dish. This is absolutely the dish that I'm most proud of. It represents my background, shows my skill, and it honors my grandpa fantastically.
Hey, Rick, what's the inspiration?
This is a classic dish my grandpa always made for me, and he's mostly my inspiration. It's char siu tong mian, which is Chinese barbecue pork soup noodles.
Grandpa taught you well. You did all this from scratch in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Hổ sạch, hổ sạch.
Ngồi sạch.
It's the kind of broth that my mother would say would warm the cockles of your heart. This you learned from your grandfather, you say?
Yeah, barbecue pork recipe is.
When you see your grandfather next, I'd like you to tell him that he should be very, very proud of his grandson.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
First thing I do is get my bison cut and seasoned and searing right away. I'm doing bison tataki. It's a shout out to Manitoba. The bison is on our flag.
Tataki is obviously a traditional Japanese dish, piece of protein that's seared on the outside, and it has to literally be raw in the middle.
One tip, and even the restaurant uses it, they partially freeze that protein before they slice it very thin. Uni is a very powerful, flavored seafood.
Uni is a sea urchin, and inside is the golden part. That's what people eat. It's like taking a bite of the sea.
The dish sounds absolutely delicious. Jeremy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I got most of my components on the go. This is gonna open last minute.
Fresh unis.
Fresh live sea urchin.
Those are beautiful. So where are you at with your bison right now?
My bison is already seared and it's chilling, so it gets a bit stiff, so I can make nice, thin slices of it. This right here, Chef, is one of my favorite sauces to make. I love tataki sauce. Taste it.
Wow, that's insane. That's the most delicious thing I've ever had from you here in this kitchen.
Yes, thank you, Chef. Wow.
5 minutes, you got 5 minutes. Better start plating.
I'm cutting into my bison, and I don't like the thickness of the cuts.
The way that he's hacking through that bison right now, he's kind of tearing the meat. Jeremy's actually pounding it to make sure that he has that even thickness right around.
Well, that's a good comeback. But he hasn't even opened those live sea urchin yet. They take a while to process.
Look at Jeremy. I don't see those live sea urchins.
How is he going to pull this off?
Here we go, here we go. He's about to open up his sea urchins.
Wow. 1 minute, you have 1 minute left. Come on,
Guys, hustle, let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Okay, Jeremy, please bring up your dish.
I'm super proud of this dish. I just want to win. That's all that's going through my mind. A bison tataki with UNICREAM, fried lotus chips, and a tataki sauce.
Jeremy, the meat could be a little bit more unified in the way you cut it. You know, one of the pieces here is very thin. This one's a little bit thicker. My advice to you is take that large piece of bison, cut it into quarters. They chill faster, and when you cut them, they're very easy to cut opposed to having one large piece. But other than that, the thought process behind this dish is really that of a very accomplished chef. Complex, delightful. It's really fantastic.
Thank you.
Jeremy, there are so many things on this dish. Textures and tastes that you discover as you start eating. The creaminess of the uni, that adds that wonderful backbone of rich flavor to that bison. These are wonderful flavors that come together beautifully on a plate like this.
Thank you.
Jeremy, this is by far your most creative dish. The combinations, the complexity, the texture, it's like Asia meets Manitoba.
Thank you, Chef.
Now we need a few moments to discuss in private. Please head back to the kitchen and prepare for round 2.
Thank you. This isn't bad, not bad at all.
Veronica, what do you get?
I got the red mullet. My mom loves fish. I cook fish for her all the time. So I'm feeling right at home right now. I'm doing something I know very well. When my mom visits me from Hong Kong, she always requests that we eat at home one day, and I make this dish for her. I am going to do a Thai-style fried fish. I'm going to fry the bone as well. And I'm also doing like a Thai-style sauce for it to be dipped in.
Well, this is a Chinese way. I've had many times at a Chinese restaurant. You gotta be very careful. Make sure this part is very crispy because the head takes a lot longer, and this doesn't take very long to burn.
I'm well aware of that. I will be holding it with my life.
I hope so.
Veronica, please bring up your dish.
This dish is me on a plate because it's cooking techniques that I know and love. I made a Thai-style fried red mullet with a fish dipping sauce and a papaya and carrot slaw.
And what was the biggest challenge in you pulling this dish off?
The biggest challenge was probably the fact that I only have one fish.
One chance to get it right.
Correct.
Red mullet is a delicate, sweet, gentle fish. I'm a little surprised that you put it up against such a big, almost fiery sauce. It's almost counterintuitive.
Oh.
But it works.
Thank you, Chef.
Sweet, acidic, but very complimentary. And what I see here is nothing short of a love affair with food. That's the Veronica that we want to see.
Thank you, Chef.
This is typical Asian, using every single part of the fish. You make good use of the bone, and I'm just gonna dig into that. This is exactly how I would have done it. I am so happy to see you finally bring out the Asian in your cooking.
I'm happy to see you happy.
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm making a quail adobo. It's gonna be one of the first times I cook Filipino food on the competition. So my parents are here, and I want to do them proud by cooking a dish that I grew up on.
Adobo is usually a nice soupy dish. It has a lot of vinegar, garlic, onions.
That top 3 spot, I'm gunning for that top 3 spot.
Hi there, Matthew.
Hi there, Chef.
This is the first time you've made a Filipino-based dish for us in this competition.
This is about showing you guys our progression, and this is something I grew up on.
Arlene, how do you think it's looking from up there?
It's looking great, actually. I'm so happy.
That's fantastic. It's smelling delicious from down here.
I'm hungry.
Well, good luck with that.
Great, thank you, Chef.
Matthew.
It'll be beautiful, Chef.
Matthew, you're up.
This is the first time that I'm showing my culture in this kitchen, and I'm very proud.
This is my version of my mom's chicken adobo. I turned it into a quail adobo. Instead of making a soup, I made a jus, and I infused that with the flavors that would go in a natural adobo.
How does that make you feel to have made it this far and have your family here to witness how great you are?
It means so much for me just to see their faces up there looking down at me in this kitchen that I fought so hard to be in.
The eggs, I noticed, are perfectly cooked. Spot on. This is puffed wild rice?
Yes, it's not a Filipino meal without the rice. I chose to puff it to add some texture.
Look at that, perfectly pink. That's difficult to do because it's such a small bird. You might have single-handedly redefined Filipino cuisine in this dish. Wow. You might be onto something.
Hey, Matthew.
Hi, Chef.
Beautiful, moist quail breast there. Nicely seasoned. Complex. Lots of great little flavors going on. A touch of heat. Just super savory and wonderful to look at. After tasting this dish tonight, I really get a sense that you're thinking like a chef and cooking like a chef.
Thank you, Chef. Wow. This has been the best critique I've ever had so far in the competition. I want my family to see me win.
One of my family's favorite dishes, but I'm gonna put an Asian spin on it today because I'm trying to keep it with an Asian theme. I'm gonna use katara and make egg noodles.
Looks like he's just about to start working on his noodles. He is, to me, almost the pasta master. He loves working with noodles, and the fact that he's using a guitarra, which is a special little device, an Italian device to make those noodles, shows that he's very confident and comfortable that he can make a really great noodle.
I think I'm being the right amount of ambitious doing these techniques for my entree because it's all calculated and I know I can execute it.
30 minutes. You have 30 minutes remaining. You're now at the halfway mark.
The cooking of the lobster has to be perfect. Lobster is a family favorite, and I definitely can't let them down because I feel like I disappointed them in the lobster challenge before.
How you doing, Eric? What do you have in here?
A lot of herbs, spices, coriander, lemongrass.
Your lobsters are chilling? How are they cooked? Are they medium rare right now?
They're slightly under. Oh, look at that.
How long did you cook these lobsters for?
8 minutes, Chef.
8 minutes?
Yeah. Chef Claudio thinks I overcooked my lobster. I just have to push through and execute this lobster dish. I can't go home unless I'm Canada's first master chef. Yeah! Can I have some?
Eric already cooked his lobster almost to the edge. Now, if he stir-fries that lobster on top of the poaching, I'm concerned it might be overcooked. Marita is definitely playing it safe, doing what she knows really well, which might be a very smart move, but only time will tell.
1 minute! Your final minute! Come on, get him on the plate, plate him up, let's go, let's go, let's go!
I'm happy to get a real walk and just cook some Asian food. I'm back in my element and stir-frying these noodles.
30 seconds!
Woo! Come on, Marita! Yes! Beautiful!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The lobster has to be perfect because I overcooked it last time. If I overcook it again, then what kind of redemption is that?
Eric, please bring up your entree.
It's homemade egg noodles with lobster sauce, aromatic spices, and then lime segments.
Eric, you've learned how to cook lobster to a T. The noodles are amazing. The sauce, not too creamy and over-the-top rich, but is subtle with flavor. It's a fine dish that I'd serve in a fine restaurant. Certainly one of mine.
Thank you.
It's impressive.
Eric, by using the guitarra, you have the perfect, what we call the Shanghainese noodles. You know, you got that nice, smoky, burnt flavor. Here is when you're mixing East and the West together, and you do it right. Very, very smart.
Thank you, Chef.
If you look back at the cook that you were when you first entered this competition, and you compare that person, that skill level, to where you are now, it's night and day.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Whatever the outcome is today, you need to cook.
Jeremy is taking 4 sushi-inspired dishes. He's got a lot of things to pull together there.
Now, Jeremy's sushi boat has to be elevated. It can't be sushi that you get in a kiosk at a shopping mall. This has to be sushi that we've never seen before anywhere.
I'm making sushi because sushi got me my apron, so I'm thinking sushi's gonna get me the title.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Chef.
So tell me, what you're doing right now with the papaya?
This is the traditional way to make papaya salad. So you cut into it down to close to where the seeds are at, and then you take a slicer and you do this. That's the way that it's traditionally made in Southeast Asia.
That's amazing.
And then you get all these little
Wispy
uneven
strands.
cuts. Yeah.
How are you planning to tie all of these 4 dishes together so they make the feeling of a one complete entree dish?
They all have soy, ginger, and wasabi. They all play on those elements.
Sounds like you've got a lot to get done. I'll leave you to it. Thanks so much, Jeremy.
When it comes to sushi rice in Japan, it is sacred. It is served at room temperature.
I make my sushi rice, and it has to get cooled, so I put it in the blast chiller.
He didn't have to put it in the blast freezer. He had plenty of time. Put a cloth over it and let it cool. Sometimes you put it in the blast freezer, the rice gets dry and hard. 10 minutes! You have 10 minutes left!
The rice, Jeremy.
I leave my rice in the blast chiller too long. The rice froze a little. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna save this rice.
His rice is frozen into one solid sheet.
And now he's trying to defrost it in the oven.
The sushi rice is no good, then your dish is no good.
I have so many things on the go.
Have you ever seen Mary's station in such a state of disarray? Look at it.
I need to put the best thing I can on that plate. Time is not at all my friend in this cook.
Jeremy is going to put the new spin on 4 sushi-inspired dishes.
Jeremy is really running around.
Look at the sweat coming from his face.
He's got the speed, but where he sometimes lets himself down is the finesse and running out of time in terms of plating. Jeremy, please bring up your dish.
I made 4 different dishes. There is a deconstructed soft-shell crab spider roll, and then the miso marinated baby octopus with mushrooms, the tuna crunch roll with wasabi mayo and crispy salmon skin, and then ginger papaya salad.
But you know, Jeremy, I was a little bit worried about the rice because you had it in the blast chiller and you had it in the oven. But you know something? The rice, to me, was perfect. I eat sushi in some of the best restaurants in Asia. This is restaurant quality. Just absolutely creative and delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
Jeremy, this is a feast for one's eyes. And I know that you have been challenged at times with plating. You'd never know that looking at these 4 dishes. The tuna roll, very clean, very well executed. The soft-shell crab, cooked beautiful and crisp. The dish that, for me, fell a little flat was the papaya salad. I'm looking for a little sweetness in it to make it sing for me. Otherwise, a really great job. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you, Chef.
So, Jeremy, here you have 4 very different things happening on one plate, opposed to having one composed main course that's very focused. You give yourself now 4 different ways to be criticized. You know that. The standout dish for me was the octopus with the mushrooms. You could have just served one dish, and it could have been that dish right there. That's my advice to you is focus. You need to focus more. But overall, very ambitious and very delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Holy heck.
I have no idea what this is.
XO sauce? I have no idea what that is.
I got abalone. Abalone, abaloon, abalone.
I think that's a mollusk. It kind of reminds me of a snail. I think I got the hardest one.
When it comes to Chanel, she always talks about the high-end things that she eats. Put your money where your mouth is.
Oh man, there's scales and everything.
I decided to give Jennifer the EBISU die. In the mystery box challenge, her fish dish didn't get her called up, so let's see what happens.
All right, guys, let's do this.
Take apart a fish I've never taken apart before. I feel like I was playing it safe on the mystery box. I just want to make sure I take calculated risks this time around. Have a good cook, everybody.
Here we go.
Okay, let's do this.
Alvin, do you think this challenge is going to be difficult with these Asian ingredients?
Definitely. With luxury ingredients, less is more. you really want to showcase it.
Chrissy gave me the sea urchin, the uni. I've never actually cooked with this ingredient before. I'm touching it, I'm tasting it, I'm trying to see what can pair with this thing.
Uni is so creamy and delicate. You don't want to overpower it, and definitely you don't want to dishonor it.
Tastes very fishy, seawatery. I'm super thrown off.
I am gonna do Wagyu beef 2 ways. I'm gonna do a tartare and I'm gonna do a tataki. I just really wanna highlight the meat itself.
I think that it was a very wise choice that Chrissy picked the Wagyu beef. It's one of the most coveted proteins in the world.
Wagyu beef is a special breed of cattle which comes from Japan. These cattle are pampered. They're fed beer, corn, and they're given massages to make sure that all the muscle is soft. This is why it's so expensive.
If I go home having an advantage, that would just be the worst thing ever.
Jennifer is eating up a lot of valuable time right now butchering her fish.
This feels embarrassing to say, like as someone who comes from the East Coast, but I've literally never filleted a whole fish before.
Hi there, Jennifer.
Hello, Chef Micah.
You got given the fish,
Yes, I did.
and you spent a fair bit of time removing the fillets.
Yes, I did. I am making an EBISU carpaccio. I'm going to be deep frying the body as well and serving the carpaccio in the body.
On the carcass.
Yes, yes.
That sounds a very interesting and unique presentation. Do you think this could be a bit of a do-over after those fish cakes?
Maybe. I'm excited for the opportunity to work with fish again.
I love the positivity that you bring to every challenge.
Thank you so
Good
much,
luck,
Chef.
and use that time wisely.
Yes, Chef.
This abalone is very tough. It's like rubber. So I know I have to really break down its fibers or else it's just gonna stay rubbery.
Chanel.
Hi, Chef.
So getting abalone
Yes.
from Chrissy, do you think that was a gift or was that something to maybe trip you up?
I'll take it as a compliment that you wanted to give me a challenge.
This is a very difficult ingredient to work with. You have to elevate it, make it shine.
Yes.
So tell me what the plan is.
I really wanted to go Japanese, so I'm doing sushi rice. I'm gonna do kale gomai, and then I'm gonna do the panko crusted abalone.
Hopefully it'll be tender and tasty.
Hopefully.
This is, hands down, the most nervous that I've been, because it's a whole carcass on a plate, and that's all. This is an EBISU carpaccio, and I've made a sauce with some chili, lime, garlic, ginger, and cilantro, and I've served it in the fried body.
Six seasons, I've never seen anything like this. That's a good thing.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Chef.
It's pretty amazing. The seasoning, it's just perfectly balanced. Wow. Last challenge, you struggled. This challenge, you're back in the game. You have incredible skill.
Thank you so much, Chef.
You know, you hit it on the spot. The texture was perfect. The way that you preserve and reuse the carcass of this fish, I am deeply touched. Because Asians don't like to waste anything. This is how we are so crazy rich. Now, you know, in Asia, only the honored guests of the table gets to sink their teeth into this. The eyeballs. Today, I think the person to be honored is you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Chef.
You have certainly honored this beloved Asian ingredient. You did it justice. I'm touched.
Thank you, Chef.
You can float back now.
Yeah, oh my God.
Dear Diary, today I got to eat an eyeball on MasterChef Canada.
Chanel, please bring your dish up to the front.
There's a Michelin star Asian chef up there, and I'm bringing up this luxury ingredient Asian dish. I'm really hoping it's up to his standard. So I did a crispy sushi rice, a kale gomai, and then I did a panko abalone.
The presentation, it's very neat. So, abalone, it's a luxurious and beloved dish in Asia, especially Hong Kong. The cook has to be perfect. the abalone. You got it.
Good.
Perfectly seasoned and very tender. It's got that nice crunch. The sushi rice, that is almost perfect. I actually think Chrissy wanted to throw you a curveball, and you hit a home run.
Thank you, Chef. I feel really good walking away from the tasting. I heard a home run from Chef Alvin, and that was pretty unbelievable to hear.
Chrissy, please bring up your dish for tasting.
My dishes so far have been more home style. So today I'm really excited to show them. It's a work of art. So what I've done is Wagyu beef 2 ways. So I've done a tataki and a tartare. Everything on the plate is just meant to show off that amazing beef.
You got to choose your luxurious Asian ingredient.
Yes, I did.
Well, at first glance, stylish presentation. Clean, colorful, and eye-catching. What's the seasoning in the tartare?
Some ponzu, some lime.
It is fresh, it is flavorful.
Yay.
The beef still has that little firmness. The balance of all those ingredients works so well together.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
Chrissy, you know, tataki is usually seared on all sides. It's good, but the tataki needed some more time marinating.
Okay.
And next time, I would prefer you do one thing really well and nail it.
My dad loves green tea, and my mom loves chestnut cream. So I'm gonna mix the two together and make a matcha roll cake. It's decorated at the batter level, and I don't think the judges have ever seen anything like it. What I'm about to do is practically impossible in an hour. I'm not sure I can do it, but that's what my dad taught me to do. Shoot for the stars, try your hardest, and that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm not gonna play it safe. The judges have accused me of not cooking from the heart on numerous occasions, and I'm gonna prove them wrong. Ha ha ha, it's cold! I got it! One of the most difficult Japanese desserts, and I executed it in an hour. April, you doing good? Oh, wow, that looks amazing. It's no Japanese roll cake. I am super proud. I know my family would be super proud. I'm just hoping all the flavors are there. It's a Japanese matcha roll cake with the chestnut cream in the center.
It is impressive.
Thank you, Chef.
I don't even know how to do these patterns myself, I'll be honest. I don't know how you pulled that off. It's extraordinary.
Thank you, Chef.
There's a perfect balance between the chestnut cream and the green tea, and that white chocolate crunch. Outstanding.
Thank you, Chef.
Extremely light, and the sponge is incredibly moist. Did you do anything to the sponge to make it so moist?
No, I just have a good recipe, and the BASIL helped out.
Extraordinary presentation, technique. I can't find anything to fault on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. My dad would be ecstatic to see me now. He would be so proud.